Hello and welcome to Monotangle Monday. Today we are going to be doing a new tangle by Zentangle called Trikl. We're going to start off by putting 4 dots in the corner with our pencil, and then we're going to connect those dots with a line to make a frame. And then with my 01, I'm going to draw a line, let's see, from here to about there. Whoops. My hand shook there for a second. That's not going to make a big deal. It won't matter. Okay. So what we're going to do is draw lines on the side of this line. However, because of the way the tangle is at the top and it is at the bottom, we have to leave a little bit of space at the top and the bottom. So kind of like this. So let's see. That's probably good enough. I draw my line out like that and then out like this. Okay. And what I want to do as I go down is kind of keep that spacing. So if you need to, you could certainly put, just while you're learning the tangle, a line right here to just make sure that you kind of keep that spacing. This doesn't have to be exact. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the line at the bottom. So I've already gotten some space at the top, and I'm going to put the line in at the bottom. So I know about how much space I need. So I'm going to, I guess, right about here. Like that. Okay. And then I know that I want to put 2 more sets of lines in here. So I'm just going to kind of see where I think those need to go. And you can see I didn't make this one as wide as the rest of them, and that's okay. It won't really make a big difference. Okay, so then the next step that we're going to do is we're going to put a little hook around this and then make an aura. So, and you want to kind of do it kind of as thin as you can possibly get it. I can't get it as thin as they have in the step outs, but I'm going to do my best to show you how to do. I'll make this a little bit longer to match up with that. Okay, then we're going to do the same to the other side. Okay. Now the next step that we're going to do is we're going to connect some of these. So what we want to do is we want to make a shape that kind of goes down like this. It's really cool the way this tangle ends up being. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of like go over here a little bit, and we're going to draw a line down that's going to end up thinner. So it's going to, well, thinner, like we're not drawing a line down. What I mean is we're drawing a line, you'll see. So I'm kind of going over here, and then I'm going to end up like this. Okay. And it doesn't, you don't have to make it this thin if you don't want. You can make it, you know, a lot bigger if you'd like. I just like the way it looks when it's like that. And so then you're just going to continue down, kind of doing the same thing. See, the beauty of this tangle is I'm going to show you another one at the end That's a little bit different, but I did make these bigger as I went down. And the reason I did that is because my lines were a bit wider. So this works the same way. It's really cool the way it works. So now I want to deal with the top and the bottom. So I'm going to deal with the top first. So I'm turning my tile around because a downward movement works better for me in this instance. If you just want to go upward, that's fine too. So, but I'm going to go down, I'm going to go a little bit away, and then I'm going to curve and hit that like that, and do the other side as well. Okay. And now to deal with the top, what I really want to have is kind of a curved line that hits. I could possibly do it on this side. So I'm going to actually grab it from over here and then curve down like that. Okay. So I don't need to do that upside down. But I think that looks a little bit lonely. And plus I have secret knowledge of what I'm going to do at the top. So I'm going to just put that there. Okay. Just a little fescue. So now let's do the rest. So what we're supposed to do here is we're going to kind of go around this hook to make a curve. So what you do want to try to hit the hooks a little bit. So kind of like that, right? Kind of closing off the hook if you can. So here I wasn't able to close off the hook, so I'm just going to do it with my pen like that. Now, when you're doing the top, you're doing the same thing. So you're going to meet up here. So doing the top, you're going to actually meet up here like that. I'm going to go and make another little fescue. Okay. So it's like that. So then just make sure all your hooks are closed. Like, you know, you might not get every single one, but most of them are supposed to be closed already. So that is really the basic thing that you need to do to make Trikl, okay? There's a couple things that we can add to make it look better. So we can curve, round off these edges right here. Like that. And on this side. And over here, there's no edges to round off, but what we can do is just add a little weight to the line. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see. We have this big space right here. So what are we going to do with that, right? So I am going to draw a very light aura around this. This isn't what the traditional step out show, but I have another one to show you that I've done with the more traditional step outs of decoration. So what do you think about this tangle? I just let me know in the comments, because I think it's so interesting the way it comes together. And there's so much that you can do with it. Like once you know the steps, you can change it in almost any way really that you feel like it. So, and I'm just gonna put a big circle, an orb, and color that in. And I think I'm gonna put one here as well. And I like that. Okay, so now let's get to the shading. So shading is going to be very simple here. I am just going to put a little there at the bottom, put some here. with this aura, you could totally shade it like different if you wanted to. I mean, you could totally shade almost anything that I show you different, of course. But you can almost like shade the outside of this and not just the inside. But anyway, what I'm going to do is just kind of spread this out. All right, I am going all the way down to the edge with my shading. And I think, to be honest, I would like a little bit more. So I'm going to just put a little bit more. I would like it to be darker. And one thing about shading is you can always add more, but unless you erase, it's really hard to take that extra away. So it's kind of like salt, right? When you're making a recipe, you can always add more. But trying to get that out is rough. Okay, and that is going to be the end of my Trikl. And so for this one, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 set of lines, but you don't have to stick with that. If you look at this one, it's also very similar, but I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set of lines, and you can see how it's a little different. Like here, I tried to make my lines as uniform as possible, the ones going down and curving like this. And so, but you can see that, you know, it's the same tangle, but there's so many different things that you can do with it, and there's so many different ways to make it look cool. So I hope you try out their new Tangle Trikl, and I'll see you next time. Please, if you like this video, like and subscribe so that YouTube knows to share this with other people who love Zentangle as much as we do.